Hello world, it's Neon. I wanted to come and share my thoughts on astrology and numerology. And I know there's people that out there that are going to be really pissed off. I already know this. This video is going to piss a lot of people off. And to be quite frank, I really do not care. I know that we live in a society where there are a lot of people that are governed by different systems, rules, and ideologies, and religions, and beliefs, and theories, and philosophies, and all that is fine if that works for you. But I think that just coming from a personal standpoint, I'm the kind of person, I really do believe in free thought and independent thinking and just like doing the math yourself, doing the science yourself, and figuring things out for yourself. Of course, you're going to have some kind of outside influence or outside teaching. I'm not saying that we just exist and we're just alone and there's nothing that we can learn from anyone or anything. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I think that it's very, sick for a person to rely or just completely solely rely on a system or a chart or this or that as the determining factor for every decision that they make in their life. To me, that's dysfunction, because you're basically giving your power to someone else and you're not thinking for yourself. I kind of take influence a little bit here and there from different people, different philosophers and things like that. I kind of take what I find useful and I spit out the rest, spit out the bones, whatever I find useful, whatever I feel like I can take with me and use along my journey or my path, I do that. But when it comes to astrology and numerology, I honestly think that it makes people lazy. I really do. It's like people use the system of it as a go-to, especially when it comes to dating and finding a mate and just dealing with people in general. I think that people have been so conditioned to believe, that astrology is science when I guess that could be another video. To a certain degree, it can be. To a certain degree, it's just theory. But if you actually break it down, it goes a lot deeper than just the monthly horoscope or just a monthly numerology explanation. It goes a lot deeper than that. If you actually study the history of astrology, it's more than just the monthly horoscope and things like that. I mean, it goes a lot deeper. It's a lot more complex. It has many different components that you have to break down. And it just goes a lot deeper than the shit that's pushed today. But as a person who is very much into free thought and free thinking, it's I found that when you meet someone who's not a independent thinker, and I've said this to many people that have tried to push that astrology and numerology stuff on me, I say to them, I think that you have to do the thinking and do the work on your own if you really want a true explanation. These things are only going to take you so far. There's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to pay attention, use your brain, and actually sit down and figure some stuff out for yourself, because this is only going to take you so far. What are you going to do? Revert back to a chart every time that something doesn't work out with you and someone? No. You're going to have to sit and you're going to have to examine them as a person, examine you, examine the situation. And there's so many other different things that come into play. And it's there's no chart, there's no number, there's nothing like that that's going to give you a complete explanation of what you need to know about anyone or what you need to learn about anyone. And I'm just so tired of people trying to shove this crap down my throat. It's like, don't impose your views on me. If that's what you believe, then that's you. If that's what works for you, then that's your journey. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't work for me, and it's not my thing. It's not something that I use. I never really was a person who was into horoscopes to begin with. I just think that they're not going to tell you everything that you need to see about a person. You're going to have to open your own eye, high sight instead of eyesight, and do the math on your own. You know, you can't keep allowing these systems that were created by men. And when I say men, I don't mean in the gender sense. I mean like mankind. You can't allow people to continuously brainwash you and think for you. There has to come a point in time where you open up your own eye and you start to see things for what they really are. And from your own third person perspective. I'm a Leo, and I don't completely agree with my zodiac sign. I think there's some hits and misses here and there. There's more to me. I'm not a Leo. There's Leo, and then there's me, Neon. So I think that sometimes also zodiac signs can kind of like blind people from who they really are, because they use it as such a determining factor that they're blinded by even who they really are. They can't even really get to know themselves because they're so brainwashed by a zodiac or astrology chart or sign or something like that. And I'm not knocking it if that's your thing. Well, I guess I am knocking it. I just hate when people impose their views on me. Like, don't impose your views on me. If that's what works for you, that's fine. Because, you know, some people swear by it. Some people just do. They swear by it, and it's fact for them. It's absolute and all these different things. And I just don't look at it like that. And what I've noticed is that most people who swear by it, they only have a very basic grasp of it. They don't even really, like I said, understand the history and the actual charts and the different components that come along with just a zodiac sign. I mean, I could go into further detail, but it's going to take me too long. And I can't do that on this video. I just want to stay on topic. But I'm just sharing my thoughts about how I feel when it comes to that. And they don't even have a grasp of who they are because they're so dependent on that system. And so they can't do the math on their own. And they don't, because it's easier to have someone do it for them and think for them and stuff like that. So in the end, why go so far out of your way to impose your views on someone else? Like why? If you're so confident in it and you believe in it so much, and it's just such a thing to you that's just so very true and just so very real, then why do you need people to agree with you? Why are you going so hard to get people to agree with you and get people to see your point of view or get people to validate what you're saying? Like, stand on it on your own and walk away. Like, say how you feel and walk away. There's no need to try to have it back and forth with me or something, because I'm not going to change my mind. And I'm not here to change yours. I'm just here to express my view and say how I feel and get it off of my chest, because if I keep it inside of me, it's going to hurt me. And I'm going to drive myself crazy, and I don't want to do that. So if that's what works for you and if that's what you believe in, then fine. Let that be that and just move right along. We don't have to agree. We can get along and not agree with everything. We don't have to have the exact same mindset to get along or to be cordial or to exist in the same room with each other. It's just crazy. So I respectfully disagree with people who push astrology and all of that stuff and try to shove it down people's throats, because you lack reason and you lack logic, because you're dependent on something that isn't even completely scientific as an explanation of life. And it's like, dude, like, really, come on. I just honestly feel that some people already lack the intellectual fiber, and zodiac signs and numerology and all that stuff sort of gives people an excuse. It gives them an explanation. It gives them so that they don't have to think for themselves. They don't want to figure it out. It's like people don't want to think. Our ancestors were thinkers. That's why they were able to do things like build the pyramids and all these different wonders of the world. And, you know, there's so many different wonders that people don't even know about because they're not going to put those in the history books. We all know that. But they were thinkers back then. You have to use your intellectual fiber and do the thinking on your own. Do the math on your own. The answers are already inside of you. But we're so busy looking on the outside of who we are that we just can't figure things out. And I really do believe that a lot of the answers to the questions that we ask every day lie inside of us. Like, I really do believe that. You know, but we're too busy being brainwashed and that we can't even think for ourselves. And it's just sad. It's like some people are living in like this prison inside of their heads because of that. And the sick part is some people don't even know it. They don't even know it. So I didn't want to make this a long-winded video, but I just wanted to come and share my thoughts and stuff like that, because I just feel like it can only give you a partly or somewhat of an explanation when it comes to people, when it comes to astrology and stuff. And, you know, I don't take that stuff to heart. I don't take it seriously, honestly. And as far as numerology is concerned, that's a completely different thing. Like, people who, I think I had a conversation about the 666, those 3 numbers this weekend with someone, and it's not, what have we all been brainwashed to believe? That 666 is associated with what? Exactly. So if you actually go and study the number and study the science behind those 3 numbers and the history and things like that, in different cultures and different I guess thought schools, I don't know, those numbers mean different things. So it depends on how you use numbers and symbols. That's going to determine what they mean. Just to throw that out there about the whole 666 thing. But anyway, this has been long-winded. It's like 3 a.m. and I need to start getting ready for work. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.